Okay. So today we're going to take a look at this problem that ICE is having here with the Michael Games dialog system. Seems like he's saying that the dialogue won't stop. It just keeps looping. So let's take a look at the video he provided here. Yep. Can't ever get out of the dialogue. Just keeps going back into it. Okay. So let's grab our GitHub desktop here. And give me one moment while I just grab his link ID here. Okay, let's pull down the code and we'll take a look at it. So let's see. Add a new clone a repository. We're going to put this in here. That works fine. Clone that. Okay, so that's all in there. So this is under AAA RPG. Okay, so let's take a look over here. Let's grab our Godot. Let's import his thing. Where's my helping? There we go. Let's import this. Import. Alright, it's taking a second here. Re-import all the files. Okay, let's put this over here. Okay, so let's see here. This is our scene he has. Let's just see what controls he has set up for input mapping. Up, down, left, right, attack. Interact is F. Okay. So let's see what happens when we run this. F6. We slide this over so you can see the whole thing. Okay. Okay. So it's never quitting out of it. So let's take a look here. We're going to jump over to the dialogue. I remember running into this problem before. Let's see what we did. DIA. Oh, was it in the dialogue system or was it in the dialogue? Let's look at the dialogue system first. Let's see. We have got unhandled input. Okay. If is active equals false return, that's great. So that stops us from going in there. If event is action press interact, attack, or UI accept, then we're going to go through the dialogue here. Okay, so here's the hide dialogue. We make it inactive. We hide it. We unpause. And we emit the finished. Okay. So let's see here. So why we emit the finished. Let's go over to our player. Let's look at the player. Okay, player. We're going to have to connect to a dialogue finished here somewhere. So we have a direction. No, it's probably in the player manager. Let's find the player manager. I'm trying to remember where this stuff is. It's been so long since I worked on it. Player manager, interact pressed. Here we go. Okay, we don't have a function calling it here. Okay. Did they get put in the game manager? Level manager, player manager, save manager. Nope. Okay. We're obviously calling it from somewhere. Let's look up the player themselves. Player scene, player HUD, player spawn, player inventory. Where is player themselves? Player GD. Player spawn. No, where is play? Whoops. Gotta stop holding my finger down on the Q and W keys. Let's see. What does this player spawn call? Player manager spawn. Let's look at player manager. Player is called player.scene. Why did I not find player.scene? Player GD. There it is. Player scene. Okay. So let's see here. Probably in our idle state. It's probably where he's got the interact. If it's interact, emit the interact pressed signal. Okay. So we're gonna, in the idle, we're gonna say interact pressed. The dialog system is gonna listen for it. So in here in the ready, we're not listening for interact pressed. We're looking for the actual interact to be pressed here. Okay, so we're not listening for the signal. Okay, let's see here. Let's see how. Let's think this through. So right now, when we run the game, we hit F to do the interact. And then this function unhandled input in the dialog system says, okay, dialog's not active. So is active is false. Return. Okay, so this only comes up when we're actually in the dialog. Okay, so I misread that one. So let's think about this here. Okay, so this is just how we can continue. We can use interact, attack, or accept to move to the next thing. So let's just see if there's a difference in when this happens. Whoops, that's the wrong. Go over here. So if we go over here, what's the attack again? G, H, T. There we go. J is the attack. Okay. So if we start that and we use J, that works fine. Okay. So if we use F, or if we use enter, so J, that works fine. It's just if we use the interact key that we get this endless cycle. Because as soon as we hit F to end it, I think I know exactly what we need to do. Okay. So what we need to do is back here in the dialog system, we got this. What we need to do, hide dialog. Should we put it in the hide dialog or should we put it in the unhandled input? Oops. Trying to think, because basically what we want to do is we want to flush out that buffer. We want to say the F has been handled, so don't continue pressing it. So else this goes to end hide dialog. So if this is our last thing, dialog index item plus equals 1. If it does this, hide dialog. So if we can do event dot input. God, what was it again? Event dot input handled. What is the input dot handled? No, that's not it. Let me quickly look this up. Let's start a new Google window. Bring this over here. Whoops. Go. Handle input. I want to mark it as handled. Where is the input actions, input map? I think this is it, the parse. There is a way to do it. I'm trying to remember. Godot mark input handled. Yeah, set input as handled. Okay, so let's see. It has changed. Set input as handled. So if we do this, okay, so we go down here, we go back over here. We can use get viewport set input as handled. I wonder, can we do we have to use that, or can we use event? Whoops. Event that set input as handled. I don't think that's going to work, but let's find out. Nope. I figured as much. So let's put that back in. Let's try this again. Over here, we'll talk to him. F, and it's not working. Okay. But if we use space or anything else, that stops it. Okay, so that idea did not work. Let me think about this. So what we need to do is we need to stop the interact signal from being sent again to start the dialog system. So maybe if we go back to the idle, where's idle? Player spawn, level, state idle. Here we go. If event is, do we have a dialog active in possibly the game manager? Let's look at the game manager. Level manager, player manager. Do we have a... We do not have a variable that's tracking that we're in a dialog. Let me take a look here at my code. So give me a second instance here of Godot. Let's bring up mine. Okay, let's go over here. Let's take a look at my stuff here. Player manager. I thought we added a interact handled. Here we go. So this was actually definitely handled later on in one of Michael's videos, but we can definitely work on this here. So we have interact handled. Whoops. We'll see. So we're going to track this here. And if we look and we find the next instance of it, we have this function interact. Interact handled equals false. Interact press emit. So let's see. Where are we calling this? This is going to be called probably from the idle state. And so, yep, player manager interact. Okay. So let's go back over here to ice. Ice. Yep, this is his. Okay. So we have player spawn. Let's add in our interact handled. Let's add in a function called interact. And let's see, how do we do it in mine? So let's just, you know what? We'll just copy the function over. Just make our lives a little bit easier and less chance of typing something wrong. Okay, so we have function interact handled as false. We've set up the interact handled up here. Interact pressed emit, and so we have the interact pressed. And so then when we interact pressed, we go back over to our state idle, and here is this. If it's interact, then we call the interact. So if we go back here to state idle, handle input, player, okay, wait, you already had this. Nope, you don't. You're just emitting a signal. So what we're going to do is we're going to just replace this with interact. So then it's going to call the player manager interact function. So if we go back into the player manager, here's our interact function. We're going to emit the press signal, but we're also going to say interact handled equals false. Okay, and I feel like there's one more place because we have it true. We need to set this true when it's done. So let's go back over here. I believe I set that in my dialog interaction. Dialog interaction, player interacted signal. Signal finish. Just trying to remember where we did this. On dialog finish, dialog finished emit. Okay, so let's go back and look at the player. Process, set direction, animate, take damage, make vulnerable, pick up item. No, okay, so it's not there. So we're emitting the interact here. Where did we do? Let's check out the ready. Area entered. On area entered on area entered. Show player manager start listening for the interact. Okay. And if the interact is pressed, go to the player interact function, which is this. Player interacted emit. Have a couple of delay process frames. And then connect to the finish. And then when dialog is done, we go to on dialog finish, which we emit the finish, and then we disconnect it. Okay, so that's a little bit more steps than we need to do with this one. Let's see where we got to with this, because I know I've broken something. So we go up here, we're going to talk F. Okay, so we haven't solved anything because we're still doing this interact press. So when we end dialog system is active, signal finished. Let's see here, finished. Where are finished emit? Here's the hide dialog. I'm wondering, let's do this. Let's put this down in the end. Watch it be something stupid simple. Probably not, but nope. Okay. Okay. Finished is emit. Okay. What is listening to the finished? Player. Let's go back and look at mine. What is listening to? Dialog finished. Okay, so this is dialog system finished. Here we go. On player interact, finish connect, on dialog finish. And this is in dialog interaction. Okay, so let's go back over here. Dialog interaction. This is dialog system. I want dialog interaction. Player interact. Okay, so we're emitting that they've interacted. We're waiting the process frames. We show it, then we connect to the finish. Yep, that's fine. So then we go down to on finish. We have finish, emit, and disconnect. Finish, emit, finish, disconnect. Okay, so that's fine. What else do we need here? Is there anything else here in this interaction? I feel like we're missing something key. Player interacted, player finished. We already have those. There's a hint. We don't care about that. This is causing the speech bubble to come up. We already checked this. Animation is show, animation is hide. Okay, so that's fine. Let's go find our player. Let's look at let's look at the idle state. Let's look at mine. State idle. Let's go back over here. State idle. Okay. Let's see here. We got idle state. What did we do here? All we did is if it's pressed, interact, call the player manager, interact. It's pressed, interact, call player manager, interact. Okay. So let's go to player manager. Let's go over here to my player manager, global player manager. Okay. So let's see, we're calling the interact. So we say interact to handle defaults, interact emit. Okay. So down here, interact handle defaults, call the interact emit. Okay. So we're doing that. Interact pressed. So the thing I'm looking for is we need to see where this interact handled gets reset to true. Player manager, maybe. Where are we resetting that to true? Because if I go here into my game, go down here and we interact with the, oops, let's interact. Z, no, V, no, space. And then that works fine. So something, interact handle defaults. So where do we set it to true? By default it's true, but there's another place where we're going to set it to true after it's done. So let's check out, we get dialog interaction, dialog branch, dialog. Let's look up here. Interact pressed. We need to figure out where we call the interacted emit on dialog finish. Okay, let's check out the dialog system. Is active. Action press, visible time stop, show dialog indicator, show dialog is active, get tree, pause, hide dialog. This is in dialog system. This is in hide dialog. Okay, that all matches up. Start dialog. Start timer. That's the text speed. Set dialog text, set dialog choice. Okay, where are we calling? Did I put it in the... Why don't we put it somewhere stupid, like in the player script? Process. Set direction. And the handled input. No. Revive player. Pick up item. Okay, so it's not there. Where are we setting this? There's only 2 spots in this code. It's not in there. It's not in there. Well, let's go back to ISIS game. Can't figure out where we're calling that, so let's just do... That was in the player manager. There we go. And so there's a dialog finished, right? We are saying dialog, we have a finish signal, dialog finished, finish.emit. Okay, what is listening to finish.emit? That would be idle. What is listening for finish.emit? There it is. Finish.connect. On dialog finished. Dialog interaction. Let's just jump back over to mine for 1 second here. Dialog interaction. On dialog finished. It's not doing it there, but okay, so let's go down here on dialog finish, finish.emit. Okay. Well, the other problem we have here is it's not resetting the dialog back to the beginning. Okay, he doesn't have any text. Okay. So we're not resetting the dialog back to the beginning. So let's remove this. So let's go back over to mine. Dialog interaction. So when we first come in, we have signal player interacted. Player interacted. Emit. Wait. Connect in for the finish. Unready. This is the unhandled input. Dialog item index plus equals 1. Do we never set the dialog plus index? We must set it somewhere. We have to reset it somewhere. Wow, my brain is not working today. Oh, here we go. Start dialog. vard dialog item. Start dialog. Show button indicator is true. Set dialog data D. I have the choice stuff, so I'm a little bit ahead of them here. Oh, why is this being so funky? Dialog item index equals 0. Oh, wait. Why is he setting this? He's setting this here. Show dialog. Okay, there it is. So 0. So this is. So we're setting that here in the show dialog. So what is calling show dialog? Show dialog is being called by. Show dialogs here, dialog choice selected. So if I go back over to his, this is show dialog. Oops, come on. There we go, show dialog. Show dialog is being called by nothing. Show dialog in here. Show dialog. Here we go. Player interact. Show dialog. Dialog items. So on the area entered. What is that's a totally different error. Okay, so those errors don't really have anything to do with this. So let's see where we're doing. Let's go to, let's take a step back. Let's go back and we'll step through each and every bit of it. So let's go back to the system, hide dialog, finish that emit. Let's just put a print here and let's just make sure we're actually getting to this. Dialog done. Okay. Let's make sure we're seeing that in our output here. Dialog done. And why is it saying that twice? Okay. So we're doing that. Let's see here. Dialog done, dialog done. So we're definitely getting through it. Hiding it, dialog done. But right after hide dialog is called, the F is being read again. Okay. So dialog, okay, so we're hiding the dialog, so that's why it was called twice. Okay, because we have it in the ready. That makes sense. Okay. So here, we're calling the hide dialog there. Cut. Okay, so let's put it in here. This is... Oh, let's see here. So we got dialog done. This should only appear now if it's called at the end of speaking, and it's it should work with UI accept, interact, or attack. So let's take a look here. Let's keep an eye down here. We talk to them. F. Okay, so it's closing it before it's even done. Then hit F. Oh. Is it because... We're going to increase it each time, and then if it's less than the size, right, not less than or equal to, less than the size, which is perfect, because if there's two texts, it'll be 0 and 1. Why is it going to start dialog? This is the part that's kind of throwing me off here. It's going to start dialog. Dialog item index. Dialog item index plus equals 1. Okay. Okay, so we're changing the dialog item index. Okay. We're setting the dialog data. We're showing the button. If dialog item index plus 1 is less next or end. Okay. So our root problem is we're never getting back to show dialog. We're never actually leaving. So we're never truly hiding this. So we're never actually running this again. Just want to double check. Let's just do let's throw in a print right here. Boom. Starting dialog. Okay, so we have the starting dialog. It's showing up there. F. But why are we never... Why is it never resetting the values? It's like it's being stuck forever on the last step. Why is mine advancing, but his is not? Let's go back to my state idle. Player scene. Player HUD, player spawn, player scene. I don't have anything special going on with interactions, do I? Nah, that just changes the direction of it. Okay. I mean, I'm not doing anything here. I am interacting. Player manager interact. So when I call it interact, I'm setting the handled equals false. So we're saying we have not handled the input yet. We go to interact pressed emit. So we emit this signal, interact pressed. Okay, and then so we go to the dialog system. Is that where we're going? Wait, hold on, what was I looking for again? Interact pressed. Okay, dialog system. Is that where we're... Okay, so nope, not there. Interact pressed emit. So where are we listening to it? Probably dialog interaction. Yep, dialog interaction. Okay, so we're connecting it on area entered. Okay, let's go over here and look on his dialog interaction area entered. Interact pressed. Okay, and it's connecting to player interact. Okay, player interact. It's up here. Player interact. Player interacted equals emit. Player interacted has been emitted. We wait the process frames. We do the dialog items and then undialog finish. Emit process frames. I wonder if this order I don't think that's gonna be it, but let's... Oh, that's me. Okay, so I have that first and then the show dialog. Let's go back over to his. And let's swap those around. I don't think that's going to make a difference, but oops, but you never know. Because there are some times where the signal might be connecting first. No, okay. Didn't think so. Just wanted to double check. Okay, so we have player interacted emit. Okay, so player interacted on the dialog interaction. Do we have that? Okay, signal interacted. Interacted is emitting. Okay, so let's go to the dialog system. It's not there. Where is player interacted being listened to? Where are we listening to it? Player interacted. So we have a useless signal? Doesn't make sense. Get rid of some of these extra things so I don't need these open. Oh, here we go. NPC. Player interacted. Okay. So in the NPC, that's where we're listening to it. On player interacted. Update that. Okay. We still don't have the... We're still not handling the input. Oh, brain broke. Let's just... Boom, 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 boom. Why is this just being so weird? Why can't I find... why can't I find where I'm friction this thing. Where's my Zelda? Where's mine? Mine over here. Interact handled. It's what script am I clearing this on? Because I am not finding it. I didn't do something stupid like make an interact state, did I? Carry, pick up, charge. Nope, nope, nope. Where? Oh, where could I have done anything? I mean, I've looked at all these. I have all these open. We've got all 5 dialogues, and it's not in there. Enemy state, drop data, enemy path. Gonna look here. Don't think it's there. Nope. Dialog system. It's not there. Player HUD. It'd be stupid, but nope, not there. Not in level. Not in level transition. Not in player spawn. Not NPC. Not NPC behavior. Not abilities. Not in the interaction host. Not in state. Interactables, throwing plant, teleporter. It's not on the title screen. I am coming up short here. Wow, camera. Zoom out of focus. How do? Okay. Why won't you refocus? It's the least of my technical issues right now. Just wait. There you go. Refocused. Okay. Let's see here. This is a good one. It's going to be one of those things where, like, if I end the stream, I'm just going to go, I figured it out. So I don't want to do that. It's executing right off when we interact with him again. Over here, player. Oh, where's our interact? I don't think this is going to do anything, but at this point I'm just kind of scratching my head. Oh, let's see what happens. Interact unhandled. Let's print. You know what? Let's go into function. Where do I want to put this? Unready print. This is going to be player manager dot. Okay, so we sure first come up we go F. It's false. Okay, it has not been handled. Nothing. False. Why are we instantly? Because we're hiding it and instantly re-showing it. It's only when the interact key is being pressed. Oh, wait. Okay. Hold on. Show hide. Let's look at where we're calling the interact key. Let's look at that. Okay, so if we go back over here to player, interact. Okay, let's try the player manager. Okay. So interact press, yeah, I don't care about that. Don't care about that. Okay, don't care about it there. Probably state idle. Let's look here. Okay, so let's look. Handle the input. If event is call this. Okay. Okay. So let's take a look. Okay, so what it's happening, it's not handling the input correctly. Should this be handle input or unhandled input? What is that? What's that tree again? Input. Is it tree? What is it? Input. Hierarchy. Can't spell hierarchy. There we go. Okay, so let's see. We got generic input, GUI input, unhandled input. No, this isn't right. There's a... There we go. Input event, GUI, shortcut, unhandled, unhandled, physics. Okay. So if we're doing an input event, it's up here. So that should be before the unhandled. We're not calling it with an unhandled, are we? So this is a handled event. Player.gd. Do we have an unhandled? Move and slide, process, direction. We don't have an unhandled in there. Do we have it in... This is the global player manager. We don't have a handle input or anything here. Okay. Dialog System, unhandled event. Okay. So if I go back here, let's see. The unhandled event is down here. So it's handling it and then coming back down to the unhandled. Why is it not marking it as handled? Because we're doing these interactions, I'm trying to remember. Unhandled input. So if we go back to here, because I'm wondering if we take this unhandled input, oops, like this, we go back over to the here, we switch this over to unhandled input. Oops, wrong screen. Ah, look at that. Now we broke it. Okay, so the answer is don't do that. But what if we change it on what does this do? So we go up at F, space F. Okay. So it's not doing it because, okay, so it's that. Okay, so that's not it. If event is interact, attack, or UI accept, proceed through, which that does work. I'm curious about one thing though. If I go up, I interact with them, space, space, and I go up, interact with them again, it's already skipping through to the end. It's like I'm trying to remember how to clear out that buffer. As handled. I wonder, do I have as handled? Handled. Let's go to handled. Unhandled input. Out of curiosity, do we have an unhandled input in here at all? We have a process. Do not have an unhandled input. Oh, okay, if this works, I am going to be like, brain broke. But let's throw this in here and see what happens. Nope. Okay. Didn't think so. We're going through the process ends. I feel like there's going to be people who actually view this and are be screaming at me going, you saw the answer at 20 minutes in and you've totally missed it since then. And now at this point I'm highlighting random words. Let's see here. Dialog system. Bum, 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 bum. If there's too many, we hide it, and that should end it. Why is it not ending it? Pause, await the process frame. Oh, I'm in the wrong thing. Hide dialog. Here we go. Inactive. Again, it's working for everything except the interact key. So it's like it's where the interact key is being called to start the dialogue. So it's gotta be, it's like it's here in the state idle. Oh, hey, hold on. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Solve that problem. Okay, so the problem we had here is this was is action, not is action pressed. So that's the problem there. The other problem now we have is the dialogue is not resetting. This should be a little bit easier, I hope, to troubleshoot than the initial stuff. Because if we go back over to my example here, we come in, we interact with someone. I'm going to just drag this over so we can see it. Spacebar. We get everybody have the conversation, come back, have a conversation again. It restarts. So. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so now we've stopped the problem of the looping. Now let's see if we can figure out why the dialogue is not resetting properly. Okay, so we got starting dialogue here. Okay, so we go in, we call into the NPC dialog system. Here we go. So if we come in, we're looking at show dialog, items, array, dialog item. So this sends everything. Show dialog. Okay, so that's to show the dialog box. We're starting the talking of the dialogue. And then start dialogue. And this is where we change this here. So we want to do, let's print out the dialog index. Okay, because what I want to try to do here, whoops, there we go, is I want to see if it's actually, if it is resetting and we're just skipping the initial text boxes, or if we're just never resetting our index back. So that's what we're trying to accomplish here. Okay, so we'll bring this over. Let's see, here we go. F, we're starting the dialogue. Boom, it's index 1 and done. F, index 1, it's done. Okay, so the initial one is not showing. So we're not changing the initial via the show the start dialog. So I think this right here that you had commented out, I think that might be that. So if we go up, F, hey, how are you? Yeah, it's me. Okay, let me come back up. Hey, how are you? It's me. Done. Cool. Excellent. Two quick changes. Took us an hour and 11 minutes to do. But we have it resolved, so fun. Anyway, so thanks. Hopefully, ICE, this has helped you. I've made a lot of stuff, but in the end, yeah, you just have to change the, uncomment your start dialog here, and in your state idle, change this to is action pressed. So thank you, and this has been our community troubleshooting. Till next time, have a good one.